back a long ways. We've been playing these minors for a long time. For a while, they were in our conference. That ball's going to miss high, and the count will run full. Nashville coming back after a long weekend after Easter holiday. Hope everyone had a great holiday, and it is just a beautiful day. If you're out driving around, come on out to the city park. A little high school girls softball action here. The Lady Miners from Bauxite has driven down against your Nashville High School Scrapperettes. 3-2 count. Here's a pitch from Smith. That ball fouled straight back to the screen in front of us. We are located right behind home plate here at the Nashville Futrall Field. We hadn't been back here in a long time. We were talking about it before the game, and just been on the road one game after another. So Smith out in the circle. Tompkins behind the plate. They make up the battery for the Scrapperettes this afternoon. And the four-hole Avery Green, the shortstop's going to step back in the box from the right side. Got runners in scoring position. One out here as she bats in the top of the first inning. Here's the next pitch. That ball again is going to be fouled to the Scrapperette dugout. Coach Brown sitting there in the bucket has to get out of the way. And the count will remain the same, 3-2, as we got a battle going up right here with a four-hole batter and Smith out in the circle. So the home plate umpire, David Martin, this afternoon. And out in the field is Jeremy Pascarilla. Had to work on that name there a little bit. But he's been doing some officiating for us. We appreciate those two guys coming out this afternoon and officiating this game. Green's going to walk down to the third base coach and talk to her a minute. Now she's ready to get back into the batter's box. The righty will step in as Smith looks in. Nashville's going to play her straight away with the corners back. And she'll get the sign. Here comes the pitch from Smith. Going to lay it down the right side. That's a bunt. And we'll go to first base, and we can't hang on. Another error for the Scrapperettes. Second baseman had moved over to cover. We had plenty of time. Harmon made the throw. by Bailey Smith. So a 1-1 count with 2 outs, 2-0 Miners here on a beautiful afternoon. Boy, it doesn't get much better than this, folks. You better enjoy it because you're going to look up and it'll be 103. But you know me, I'd rather have hot weather than cold. Next pitch is going to miss high and outside. The count will go 2-1 on Brown. Brown is the 6-0 batter, right-handed batter for the Lady Miners. So a 2-1 count on Brown. Base runner at third base, and Wells. Here's the pitch from Smith. That ball's hit right off the glove of Smith. And let's see if we can pick it up. Brown will pick it up and throw it over for the 4-3 putout. Good job there. Smith got just enough of it to slow it down. It was heading to center field. And she got a piece of it, then slowed it down. Brown picked it up and fired it over to Harmon for the third putout. But not until there's some damage done by the Miners here in the top of the first inning as Bauxite comes to the plate. They're going to score 2 runs. Those 2 runs coming off of no hits. There were 2 errors and 1 girl left. Game moves to the bottom of the first. First time for the Scrapperette offense to come to the plate. We'll be right back. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball on B99.5 KMTB. All righty. Appreciate you coming in, my man. I guess he just took off, huh? Well, I appreciate you, Jacob. I really do. Thank you. All right, folks, we're back at Futrell Field. It seems like it's been a month of Sundays since we've been here, and well, boy, did we pick a day to come back home. It is a beautiful day in the Nashville City Park. Got a good crowd on hand. We've got some folks sitting out in the deck in left field out there, and it's just a great day to come watch a little softball. Nashville will be leading off with Kinley Martin, followed up by Ellie Wallace, and then in the 3 spot will be Rayleigh Harmon for the Scrapperettes. And, boy, we got to get this offense cranked up. Coach Brown, you know, the whole thing said, boy, if we can just keep the ball in the park and play good defense, and we got to get the bats rolling. That's the main thing. And it looks like coming in to play for Avery Green is going to be, let me get that turned over there from Miss Harrison. That's going to be Brinley Brown. A young lady by the name of Brinley Brown will replace Avery Green. Green hurt that wrist right there at the plate earlier, so she is out of the ball game. So Brown will come in for Green. And we're trying to get everything corrected. We got 14 different things going up here between Game Changer and the radio and the live stream and the announcer. And we've got it all going on. We've got Miss Whitworth who keeps the book. So a lot of things go on for Scrapperette Softball. And we certainly appreciate all these folks. So Martin will step in with a .345 batting average. She has two triples on the year, 7 runs batted in. She scored 9, and she has 8 base on balls. So the leadoff will step to the plate from that left side with great speed. There's the next pitch. It's going to be a strike call, so an 0-1 count. 1-1 count. I missed the first. I was reading the down in my book, so it's a 1-1 count to Kinley Martin. Here's your pitch, and she's going to hit that ball in the air. Diving catch by the second baseman. Heck of a play. Boy, she dove out there to have to get that one, and that's Maddie McClain over making a diving catch for the Bauxite Lady Miners, and a heck of a job there to get Martin. Martin's having a good year. So 1 up, 1 down, and coming to the plate is going to be Ellie Wallace. She is the senior center fielder, .333 average, 1 double, 4 runs batted in, and she scored 11 runs. Great speed at the plate as a lot of these Scrapperettes out. Going to jam her inside. That's a slow roller to the shortstop. Not going to get her by the time she picks it up. Wallace 2 thought it was going to get by, and they'll throw easily over for the 1-3 put out. Thought it was going to sneak under the glove, but a good job there by the pitcher for the Miners, and that is Bianca Battistone doing the pitching. So Battistone with a good job there catching that one before it got by. So 2 out, and coming to the plate is going to be Landon Tompkins. Tompkins having a good year for the Scrapperettes. He'll take strike 1 on the first pitch. 385 average, 2 doubles, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in by Tompkins, the powerful Scrapperette catcher. So Battistone a look. Here's your pitch. That one's going to be a little tight inside. The count will even up with a 1-1 count. So Battistone doing the pitching. Abby Brown behind the plate for the Miners. They make up the battery. Here's your next pitch. That ball is hit out to right center field. Going back to right fielder, and she'll make the crowd. Just didn't carry enough. Got under it just a little bit, did Tompkins. So the Scrapperettes come to the plate, and Nashville scoring no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, 1 left. Game moves quickly to the top of the second inning. Bauxite back to the plate with a 2-0 lead. Come back and join us, folks. This is Scrapperettes softball. Thank you, sir. All right, folks, we're back here at Futrell Field, home of the Nashville High Scrapperettes. Beautiful afternoon for some high school softball. Bauxite, the opponent this afternoon in the City Park. 2-0 lead for the Miners. Miners had, or the Scrapperettes kind of gifted the Miners a couple of runs with a couple of errors back in that first. Let's see if we can clean things up here in the second, as they'll have 7, 8, and 9 coming to the plate. This will be Bianca Battistone, the pitcher, stepping in from the right side, as Smith will be out in the circle. Her and Tompkins make up the Nashville battery, and here we go for the start of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Smith. That ball's fouled off to the screen in front of us, and that's strike 1 on Battistone. So an 0-1 count, 2-0 lead for the visiting Lady Miners. Just a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky here at Scrapperette Field. Futrell Field, where the Scrapperettes are at. Next pitch way up high, and the count will run 1-1. Nashville with a couple of marathon games last Friday that we just soon forget about, even though we won one of them. And we just trying to get back in gear, trying to get things rolling again with this Scrapperette softball team. 1-1 count with Battistone at the plate, the pitcher for the Miners. Here's the pitch from Smith. She'll swing through it into the glove. The ball goes on a foul tip. Strike 2, and the count now 1-2 on Battistone. She'll get out of the box, and right back in she will go. Now Smith ahead in the count 1-2, has a good defense behind her. Here comes your pitch. The changeup will get her way out on the front foot. She'll swing through it for strike 3. Good pitch that time by Smith. So 1 up, 1 down, and Maddie McLean, the second baseman, will come to the plate. Had a heck of a diving catch out there defensively, did McLean in the last part of the inning. That ball was trying to get to center field, and she laid out, did McLean, and made a good catch there to get the out. So McLean also bats from the right side for the Lady Miners. Smith with wind and delivery. Again, takes a little off strike as she'll swing right over the top of it, does McLean. 0-1 count. Shade kind of creeping in out there in the outfield. That old sun, we got to look into it. We're trying to
go. I mean, she shows up and everything works. It's just amazing.
We don't know if it's working or not.
Oh, okay, we don't know if it's working.
Yeah, you should be working now.
All right, thank you, Miss Penninger.
Yes, sir.
So here we go with a 2-2 count. McLean still at the plate, 1 out. Here's a pitch. That ball's fouled down the third base line, and the count will stay 2-2 on Maddie McLean. 1-2. Yeah, I messed that up. I'm messing everybody up. 1-2 is the count. So again, Smith ahead of McLean, the 8-hole hitting second baseman for the Lady Miners. That pitch is going to roll and get by the catcher, and now it's 2-2. So a 2-2 count on the 8-hole hitting McLean. Nashville would love to get a 1-2-3 inning and get back to the plate. Trailing 2-0 here early in the top of the second inning from Futrell Field. Swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts for Smith here, and there's 2 out. Coming to the plate now is going to be Micaiah Hips. And Micaiah Hips is the left fielder for the Lady Miners. Looks like she can run a little bit. It's just one of those girls you kind of just look at and say, yeah, she can run. So she will go from the other side. She's a lefty. And a lot of times you're going to get that ball pushed in the dirt. You're going to get it slapped. You're going to get a lot of things from a lot of these left-handers. I've learned that through a lot of these years watching Scrapperette softball. Here comes the pitch. And that pitch is down low for ball 1. So here we go with a 1-0 count. As Smith is looking. Here's your pitch. High and tight, and the count goes 2-0 on Hips. Nats, we're looking for one more out. They've got 2 away. They're down 2 runs here in the top of the second inning as the 9-hole batter Hips bats from the left side. Here comes your pitch from Smith. That ball's hit well, but right at Ava Brown. She'll take the line drive and record it for the 3rd out. Hit hard, but right at Brown, so the Bauxite comes to the plate. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Game will move to the bottom of the second inning. Let's get those Scrapperette bats running down there. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. This is Scrapperette softball.
All right, so you're fixed.
You can hear me?
You just don't have to do this. Yeah, you can hear. Now, it is muffled, but that's got to be something with your output coming off too hot. Yeah, just turn down just a little, and that should kind of correct it. But, like, from now on, which they'll be able to hear me now, but that's fine.
Good.
It goes directly from there to the camera.
So I don't need the white cord no more.
Hook anything directly from that to your iPad.
Gotcha.
You're good to go.
Thank you so much.
Yes. We're going to watch Holiday Dixie's playing.
All right, folks, we are back here at Futrell Field, the Nashville Scrapperettes, and the Lady Miners from Bauxite doing a little out-of-conference competition here this afternoon. Nashville will have 5, 6, and 7 coming to the plate. 2-0 lead by the Miners. Miners had a couple of errors, helped them get a couple of runs back in the top of the first inning. So 2-0 Nashville down. Let's see if we can get back in this thing. And coming to the plate is going to be Braylee Lowry at 217 average, 1 double, 7 runs batted in, and she scored 5. Just a freshman for the Scrapperettes, and she's going to be a dandy. So Lowry's going to step in from the right side. Corners are up, especially at third base, expecting a bunt. First pitch is going to miss low and in on Lowry, so that'll be 1-0. Lowry can run, just a good athlete. Now, let me tell you, she can swing the bat, too, so you want to come in on her, you better be ready to react pretty quick. Big swing that time. She takes a little bit off, does bat a stone. The count even up with a 1-1 count. 2-0 Bauxite here on a beautiful afternoon. We got folks sitting out on the deck in left field. That's the way it should be at any ball game. And the leader has showed up. John Robert Shermer here this afternoon. So you got to be on your P's and Q's or you get put in the paper some way. I mean, I don't know how it works, but that's how it works. 1-2 count on Lowry, the freshman. Battistone doing the pitching. Brown doing the catching for the Miners behind the plate. Here's the next pitch. That's up high in her eyes. The count will even up with a 2-2 count. They're going to play her straight away with the third baseman up about 6 steps from the bag, about 2 steps up at the other corner at first. That ball's popped up on the left side. Can they get to it? Will it get out of play? It will get out of play on the top of the Nashville Scrapperette dugout. So Lowry will come back to live another day at the plate. Wind picks up slightly, just a little bit, blowing out of the right center. But boy, you can't hardly draw up a better day right now. That ball's hit well into right center field. Going back to the ball, it will drop in between both fielders. Lowry's into second. She'll cruise in there for the stand-up double. So the freshman gets the second inning going for the Scrapperettes with a stand-up double. And boy, that's a good sign. Got to get these bats rolling. Now coming to the plate is going to be Ava Brown, 148 average, 1 double, 1 RBI, and 5 runs scored. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to shoot you straight. Ava Brown needs to get life. I mean, she needs to get rolling right here. Battistone look, she'll throw, going to lay it down, it'll go foul. So strike one on Brown as Coach Boomer Brown's trying to move that runner over to third. Got to get it down in those certain situations. Make them have to pick it up and handle it, throw you out. You got good speed at the plate. Third baseman way up here close to home plate now. Here's the pitch. And again, pulls the bat back, showing bunt. Now the count will even up, 1-1 that time. That's a good pitch from Battistone, bringing it right in underneath the hands, just a little bit inside to force the issue on that bunt. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Again, then they're high and tight. Brown having to get out of the way. 2-1 count. So we can kind of see where things are going on this at bat. If you're going to show bunt, I'm going to bring it in there tight on you. So if that's the case, boy, back, and hey, we'll take a base on balls. Here's your pitch. Going to lay it up, lay it down, and it goes up. Got to get on top of that ball and force it to the dirt. Now the count 2-2. Coach Brown is not happy down at third base. 2-2 count. Battistone looking in. Brown sets it up. That ball will roll into the glove of Brown. We got a full count at 3-2 now. You got to be set on hit right here. You got a full count. Nashville down 2 runs. Runner scoring position in Lowry. Again, the corner is really up from third base. That third baseman coming right in the lap. And that ball is going to be tomahawked for a base hit down into left center field. Around comes Lowry. Going into second is going to be Brown with a double. I like it, Coach Brown. Get all over her again. She's your kinfolk, and that made no difference anyway. 2 back-to-back doubles. It's a 2-1 game now. The Scrapperettes score off the RBI of Ava Brown. And now Brown stands at third base, and coming to the plate will be the designated player this afternoon, and Emery Wallace, another one of these Scrapperette freshmen. 250 on the year, 4 runs batted in, and she's going to poke it through the left side. Can they throw her out? No, they cannot. Well, I didn't take the one pitch as I was looking down at her average, and she's going to get it right by the third baseman as the shortstop picked it up too fast going down the lines. Wallace for an infield single. So Nashville got something working now with 2 base runners on, and here comes Parker Tate. And there comes the third baseman. I'm talking up here. Johnny Wilson, you'd be thinking, just hit it right through her. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. We'll pull the back, ball 1. So a 1-0 count. Nashville with 2 doubles and a single right here to start this second inning here in the bottom half. That's what you want to see. Tate at the plate with the third baseman up in her lap. There's a pitch on the inner half. That'll be a strike call. They even up now with a 1-1 count. So Wallace at first, Ava Brown at second in scoring position, and Parker Tate at the plate with a 1-1 count and no outs. 2-1 score, Bauxite on top. Here's your pitch. Way outside's going to get away, and everybody will move up. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Scrapperettes, and Tate will have a 2-1 count. Now let's see what Coach Brown wants to do right here. Tate looking down at Coach Brown. He's like, just get in and let's go. I like it. Here's your pitch. That's outside by Battistone. I tell you, I like the Bauxite pitcher. She wastes no time. Give me the ball. Let me throw it. She is ready to go. I like pitchers like that. 2-2 count. Or 3-1 count. That's a strike, let her high. Now it's a 3-2 count. Full count on Tate at the plate. Battistone looks in as Tate awaits. That's high and tight. She'll take the base on balls. Now Nashville will have them loaded, no outs. And Bailey Smith can help herself out right here out in that circle as Coach John Martin's going to call her down there. Nowhere to put Smith. She'll come to the plate. Got a double, 5 runs batted in. Scored 2 runs as Smith. Done a nice job out in the circle this afternoon. So Smith will step in. Got a little pop in that bat from the left side. Here's a pitch. Up high in her eyes for ball 1. 1-0 count on Smith at the plate from the left side. Bags are full of orange and black Scrapperettes. Here's your pitch from Battistone. Shows bump, pulls it back, strike right down Main Street. 1-1 count. And it looks like the Miners going to play her straight away. Left fielder's in just a little bit. Battistone looks in at Brown. That pitch is high and tight again, and the count runs 2-1. Nowhere to put Smith. It's all full of Scrapperettes out there in those bags with no outs. Nashville needs to make some noise right here. Smith can do it. Pitch comes. That ball's going to be rolled over at first base. They'll come home. Out at home. So they'll get the lead runner. No score will happen. Brown made it close, getting in there quickly. But the throw from 3-2 was the first put out of Ava Brown coming in from third base. So now Nashville back to the top of the order, as well have a courtesy runner coming out. That's going to be Hill to run for Smith, the pitcher. And back to the top we go with Kinley Martin. So Martin will step in. She had the line drive back in the first inning. David Martin been doing a long time behind home plate. Boy, I'll tell you what, this guy has, there's no telling how many softball games this guy's seen. Does a good job here as he gets back, ready to go. And that's going to be jammed. It's a foul ball. Good call right there. Well, he was kind of obscured and blocked. That's a good job of David Martin calling that a foul ball. So an 0-1 count on Martin. Battistone did a good job, brought that ball right in underneath her hands. 1 out, base is still loaded. Here's your pitch. That ball's going to be hit too hard to the second baseman. They'll try to roll 2. They'll get 1. 1 run will score and we're tied. So they'll get Hill going to second base on the 4 to the 6 for the second out. Now we have a tied ball game with 2 outs. And at the plate will be Ellie Wallace. Here's your pitch. Strike right at the belt.
Now batting number 6, Ellie Wallace.
So Nashville now with a 2-2 tie. Wallace at the plate had a single back in the first inning. Next pitch you're going to miss. The count will go 1-1. Wallace got a little pop in her bat. She can really run. She can drive in too with a base lick right here. Here's the pitch from Battistone. That's in there tight. Here comes a run home. In there safely. As that's Tate coming in. Nashville now takes a 3-2 lead off the Wild pitch. I'm going to call that a pass ball. That really wasn't a wild pitch. It came right off the glove. So tell you the score of the pass ball. 3-2 Nashville. Another pitch that Brown has to go down and get. Two out. And there's a ball that's going to be hit. It goes right off the glove of the third baseman. We're going to have to give out an E5 where she's playing up, and that's the chance you take. That ball gets on you in a hurry over there, so Wallace will be safe at first off the error. And that run comes home. Now Nashville up by 2 runs, 4-2. So with two outs, coming to the plate will be Rayleigh Harmon. Harmon tried to get one under the glove of the pitcher, didn't quite get there. Here's the pitch. And she's going to hit it through the left side between the third baseman and shortstop for a base hit single. So Nashville trying to get something going here with 2 out. Now Tompkins can come to the plate with 2 on and really do some damage right here. Got under a pitch. She hit to right field. I love the way she bats. If the ball's outside, she just takes it that way. She doesn't try to pull it. Just a good hitter. Battlestone with the pitch. High and tight. Ball 1 on Tompkins. Tompkins 385 on the year. Got 1 homer. She can get it out of here in a hurry, folks. 2 outs, 4-2 Nashville lead. Battlestone checks the wrist. Now she'll bring it to Brown. Pitch going to miss outside, and the count will go 2-0. Tompkins a step out. Right back in she'll go. This young lady called 2 complete games last week. I don't know how she got out of bed the next day. Here's your pitch. That's going to hit her. So she's hit by the pitch, and she'll trot down to first base. I'm sure they'll get a courtesy runner for her. Might have a little bruise there tomorrow, but hey, she's tough. So the Scrapperettes now, again with the bases loaded, and Lowry can do some damage here. Lowry already has a hit for today. A big double for Lowry. I'd like to see another one by the freshman. Full of Scrapperettes with 2 outs. Can we do something with 2? Let's see what the freshman does at the plate from the right side. Here's the pitch from Battlestone. That ball's popped up. It'll get out of play. And I tell you, Lowry started this inning. As Coach Preer says, it mixed my book up. But I like it. Next pitch down low. So a 1-1 count to the shortstop for the Scrapperettes, the freshman Braylee Lowry. A base hit could definitely score 2. She get another one of those doubles. He might clean them off there. Here comes your pitch. That ball's going to be hit on a slow over to third. They'll throw over 5-3 put out. Well, the Scrapperettes come back. They were down 2-0 going into that bottom half of the second inning. Scrapperettes going to score 4 runs. Those 4 runs coming off of 4 hits, as there was 1 error. And Nashville, the bad thing, is going to strand 3 base runners out there. You hate to see that, but Nashville takes the lead 4-2. We go to the top of the third inning. Bauxite coming back up. We'll be right back. This is Scrapperette Softball. Thank you, sir.
I need about 3 more foot over here. You need what? About 3 more.
Now what we really need is a really good tinted press box way up high. That's what we need. Yeah. Or we need just to build our own field and not look into the sun.
Yes.
I'll turn back to the top. With Zoe Hicks. Should be, yeah.
number 2, Zoe Hicks.
All right, folks, we're back. We go to the top of the third inning, and talking about the top, the Lady Miners are going to go back to the top of that batting order as the center fielder, Zoe Hicks, will step in. She grounded out to Lowry to start the ball game, and she's going to step into the right side, does Hicks. She is the center fielder. Can get down the line pretty well. I saw her run out there in center field. She can move pretty well. So Smith with the winding pitch. That's going to be as high and outside for ball one. Smith's done a good job today throwing strikes, and that's all you can ask. Hey, give your team a chance to play. Let your defense play behind you. And that's all you can ask for out of a pitcher. 1-0 count. There's a ball that's going to be hit foul down the third baseline. That'll even things up with a 1-1 count. Hicks the lead off, followed up by Smith, the right fielder, and then Van Veelen, the designated player, as your next two batters are following up Zoe Hicks for the Miners. So Smith with a 1-1 count, a look in at Tompkins. Tompkins sets up behind the plate, shoots her the sign. Here's the pitch. It's going to fall low, and the count will run 2-1 on Hicks. So a 2-1 count on Zoe Hicks. Hicks a step back in from the right side. Nashville plays her straight away in the outfield. Corners are even with the bags. Scott up maybe a step or two. That ball's hit hard through the right side. That's a base hit as Martin will grab it quickly and throw it in. So a leadoff single for the Lady Miners, and they got something going here in the bottom of the third. Nashville up 4-2 in this contest as the Miners bat here in the third. Kim Smith, the next player coming to the plate. She drew a base on balls the first time up, did Smith. She'll check the band and get into the box. So with Smith at the plate from the right side, one base runner on in Hicks. Scott to come up from third base. Harmon up a step or two at first. Here's your pitch. Ball high. She's going to get off there. Nobody covering the bag as Tompkins is ready to rifle it to first base because we had to bring Harmon in, expecting the bunt. 1-0 count on Smith at the plate. Again, Scott way up the line from third base. Harmon up about 2 or 3 steps, expecting something pushed one way or the other by Smith as the Nashville defense. There goes the runner. We'll throw down. And boy, if we could have just hung on, that was going to be a strike by Tompkins. She threw it right up the hill of the glove, or she would have been out, but that's a steal that time by Zoe Hicks. Good throw by Tompkins behind the dish. So a 2-0 count on Smith at the plate, a base runner, and Hicks in scoring position for the Lady Miners. 4-2 Nashville in this one. Here's your pitch on the way. Going to lay it down. It's going to spin around. Good bunt. Good throw by Tompkins to throw her out. That does move the runner over on the sacrifice. But the little 2-3 down there. Smith looking. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss low. Ball 1 to Van Veelen. 1-0 count. 4-2 Nashville lead with 1 out as the Miners have a base runner at third base. 3-0 batting Van Veelen at the plate. Smith are rolling around that right leg and looking at Tompkins. Pitch comes. That ball's going to be hit. And we'll throw it across on the 6-3. The run will score. So Van Veelen gets the run home for the Miners and cuts that lead to 1. Really no play there for Lowry. I mean, that thing was kind of a slow roller. Had to come get it and throw the right base runner Van Veelen out at first. 2 out now. The 4-0 batting Avery Green comes to the plate. Got a different one?
Yeah, member number 3 came in and ran, then they put number 26
So it's
in.
Brindley Brown.
Yeah.
And they're keeping me straight here, folks. We had one go out. I forgot about that. Had the wrist hurt. Brindley Brown now is in at the plate. I forget what day it is sometimes, they don't keep me straight up here. So Brown comes in for the injured Avery Green, who did have a wrist injury. She'll foul the first pitch off, does Brown. So an 0-1 count with 2 out. Nashville leading 4-3 here on a beautiful afternoon for some high school softball. There's a ball that's going to be fouled down the third base line. It's got to pick it up. Now an 0-2 count. Smith way ahead of the fourth-hole hitting Brindley Brown. We've talked about it a lot. I know Coach Brown's talked about it. Some of our pitchers have had trouble throwing strikes, but when you do get this 0-2 count, you just want to serve it up in the middle of the plate, make them work a little bit. That count will now go 1-2. So a 1-2 count, 2 away. Nashville leading by 1, 4-3 as we play in the top of the third inning here in a non-conference game this afternoon. Nashville will be on the road tomorrow to the Queen in a conference game. Here's your pitch. Up high. She won't chase it. The count will run 2-2. Scrapperettes and Scrappers go to take on the Leopards and the Lady Leopards at the Queen in a 7-4A conference matchup. And then we'll be right back with the same team here on Friday. 2-2 count to Brown at the plate. Nashville looking for the out. Brown looking for a hit. That ball's hit hard. It'll go right underneath a diving Lowry at shortstop, so that'll be a single out to left field. So the inning stays alive for the Lady Miners. And coming to the plate will be London Cunningham. Cunningham had the deep fly ball that was took down back in the first inning. Wind picks up just a little bit, blowing out to right center. Oh boy, you can't draw up a better day. Smith with the wind and pitch. That'll miss low, and that's ball 1. So Cunningham will take a 1-0 count. Cunningham, the third baseman this afternoon for the Lady Miners. We appreciate Bauxite coming down and playing a non-conference game. We played a lot of softball with this team, and it goes way back. There's a ball that's going to be hit. It'll drop out in left field for a base hit off Cunningham's bat. So back-to-back singles for the Miners, and they got something working here with 2 outs with 2 on. Now coming to the plate is going to be the catcher. This is Abby Brown. Brown was thrown out on a 4-3 put out from second by Brown to Harmon back in the first inning. 2 Miners on the bags out there with the number 6-0 Brown at the plate. Here's the pitch from Smith. That ball's going to be hit hard, and another one right between third and home. There's the throw coming home. Good job by Smith cutting it off. And that's 3 singles in a row by the Miners. Bases loaded now for the Miners. Nowhere to put another Bauxite Miner, and coming to the plate is going to be Bianca Battistone, the pitcher. She can really help herself out right here, either by tying the game or taking a lead with a base lick right here. Nashville just says, hey, I want 1 out. Smith will look in, she'll throw. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch that time by Smith. Worked the outer edge at the knees. 0-1 count on Battistone, the pitcher. Nashville trying to keep these Miners at bay and leave 3 on the bags. Here's the pitch from Smith. That ball's popped up in the infield. Smith will come get it on her own for the third out. Good job there by Bailey Smith coming to get that softball. So the Miners do threaten as they come to the plate. They score no runs. They did have 3 hits that inning as there were no errors, and they're going to strand 3 on the bags. Game will move to the bottom of the third. We got a good one going here in high school girls softball. Nashville 4, Bauxite 3. We'll be right back. Thank you. right, we got Ava Brown, and we got Emery Wallace. All right, folks, welcome back to Scrap Rat Softball and a beautiful afternoon in the City Park of Nashville here at Futrell Field. We got a good one going on here in high school girls softball. The Nashville Scrapperettes leading the Lady Miners from Bauxite by a score of 4-3. Scrapperettes coming up here in the bottom of the third inning. They'll have Ava Brown, Emery Wallace, and Parker Tate. This group really got things going. Last time Brown was at the plate, she had a big double for the Scrapperettes, driving in the first run for Nashville. At that time, they were behind. And let's see if we can get it going again as Brown will step in from the right side. She is the second baseman this afternoon for the Scrapperettes on a just a wonderful afternoon. Boy, you can't dial up any better temperature than what it is right here in the City Park of Nashville. So Brown will step in from the right side. Here's the pitch from Battistone. That's a pitch just a little bit high, and the count will go 1-0 on Ava Brown. You want to get that lead off on if you can, and Brown is it right now in the 6th spot for the Scrapperettes. Battistone wastes no time. She'll throw down low. It's a 2-0 count now. Brown can kind of be selective here, get the kind of pitch that she wants to hit. Standing on deck will be the freshman Emery Wallace for the Scrapperettes. Next pitch inside corner, nice pitch that time by Battistone. He beats up the inner side black. That's a good location pitch by the Bauxite pitcher. So a 2-1 count on Ava Brown at the plate. Next pitch comes. She'll eat up the other side over there. That's another good pitch by the pitcher. Boy, she has worked inside, outside, right at the knees. 2-2 count on Brown. So now Brown has to guard the dish. Anything close will be swinging right here. Pitch comes. Foul tip. She'll hang on by the skin of her teeth that time, does Brown. She'll get the work gloves tightened up out there on the on-deck circle. Now she'll step back into the right side of that box. 2-2 count. Battistone ain't going to waste no time. She's ready to come home with it. Here's the pitch. That'll miss just barely lowered inside. The count will run full, 3-2. Not a bad place to miss if you're the Bauxite pitcher. But that was a ball. Full count. Next pitch comes. That ball's going to be hit, and it'll go off the leg of the third baseman. That'll be an error. And I thought Brown would be at second. Just didn't get far enough down that dugout. She can't run, but no chance right there. So the E5 will allow Brown to go to first base. Now coming to the plate to be the freshman, Emery Wallace. Last time she was up, she had a single for the Scrapperettes. So the third baseman up the line for the Bauxite Miners, that's Cunningham coming up the line from third. And that's going to be Wallace swinging away in the air, diving to make the play. And a heck of a catch over there by the Miners is Micaiah Hips. Hips with a good diving catch at first base for the first putout.
That's Luna.
That's who?
Luna.
That is correct. I got the wrong person in there. That is Luna. She is a flex player, so that's Brielle Luna. I apologize for that, for anybody that might be looking at the live stream. So Parker Tate at the plate now. Tate last time drew the base on ball. She takes ball one. Battistone with it. She'll bring it home. Barely misses the outside corner. So a 2-0 count on Parker Tate with one base runner at first base. Off the air is Ava Brown. One out. Nashville leading 4-3 here in the bottom of the third. Next pitch too high and out. Now a 3-0 count. So I'm sure Tate will be taking all the way here. 3-0 to Parker Tate. Or 2-1. I had one wrong there. I missed a count, folks. 2-1 count. Now the ball will go 3-1. As they'll bring Tate back to the plate. So a 3-1 count on Parker Tate at the plate. I thought it was 4-2. That's my fault.
I had it. I had what he had.
So a 3-1 count. Base runner did take second and Brown. And now we'll bunt the ball. Pitcher will pitch it up. She'll throw. And that ball goes off the glove and into foul territory as the Speedy Tate will be safe at first base as that ball was thrown up the line. She had to try to tag her going by. And the ball and Tate and the glove get to the bag about the same time. So that was going to be an infield hit. I'm going to give Tate on the bunt. So the run scores. Nashville takes a 5-3 lead. And at the plate, it's going to be Bailey Smith. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Smith. That pitch misses outside. That's ball 1. So a 1-0 count. Smith has stepped back into the plate up in the front of that box. Slightly open stance. Pitch comes. That ball's going to be hit out to center field. Going back to center fielder. Way back. And it's off the top rail. Boy, it misses about 6 inches from being out of here. As Smith will go into second base. That ball, I thought I was going to get to call a home run. It hit the orange railing right. I'm talking about to the right of the star and the flagpole out there. 6 inches from getting out of the park. So a good double there by Bailey Smith to really help herself out. So now base runners at second and third, and it looks like we may have a pitching change. As the coach from Bauxite will go out to the circle. Nashville up 5-3, and coming in to pitch is going to be, let me get a number here, folks. That's going to be the designated player. That's going to be Breeze Van Veelen coming in to pitch for the Lady Miners. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 30 seconds as Van Veelen warms up. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball here on KMTB 99.5 and the YouTube network from Scrap Media. Thank you, sir. Did that other girl, did she come back into play or not?
I think they just
Switched them? Okay.
That's what I saw. And I scored that run of error on the first base.
Yes, it was. Yeah. All right, folks, we're back. We got a new pitcher for the Miners as Nashville has a 5-3 lead. Van Veelen, who is the designated player, will now come to the pitching circle for the Miners. 1 out, 5-3 Nashville lead, 2 runners in scoring position, and coming to the plate for the Scrapperettes. Let me get my sheet turned back around here. And that's Kinley Martin, the leadoff. Ball 1-2 Martin. Here in the bottom of the third with 1 out. Martin having a good year at the plate for the Scrapperettes, leading all batters. Besides Tompkins, she's right there behind her. Along with Tate also with a 438. Next pitch will miss, low and out, and the count will go 2-0. So a 2-0 count on Kinley Martin at the plate. Base runners in scoring position at second and third. Martin takes her time. She's back in the box. Got a slightly open stance. Here's your pitch. That's a strike right at the knees down the middle for strike 1 as Martin takes. Not a bad idea. Got a brand new pitcher coming into the game. Van Veelen coming off the bench. She is a designated player. She has batted. That's the first time she's been in the field this afternoon. So a 2-1 count now on Kinley Martin. So Martin is standing in as Cunningham comes up the line from third base for the Miners. That ball's going to be popped up, and Cunningham is not going to be able to squeeze it. So, well, I tell you, Martin gets a second chance right here as the count will go 2-2. She was right up against the screen was Cunningham. Didn't know how much room she had. Was not able to hang on to the ball. So a 2-2 count, and Martin gets a second chance. Here's the pitch from Van Veelen. High and tight, ball 3. Full count now on the scrapper not right fielder. Martin in right field this afternoon. Parker Tate in left, and Ellie Wallace running around there in center. That ball's going to line her right back to the pitcher. She'll throw, and she'll throw it down the third base line. That'll be an error, and a run will trot home. There was a liner back to Van Veelen. She tried to double off the runner at third base and threw it against the Scrapperette dugout that trickled out into left field in foul territory, so a run comes home off the throwing error. And Tate will come home for the score.
Now batting number 6, Ellie Wallace.
So with 2 outs, coming to the plate is going to be Ellie Wallace. Runner moves up to third base. Ball one high in the eyes of Wallace that time, so it's a 1-0 count. Scrapperettes with the base runner at third. They bat here in the bottom of the third, and there's a ball fouled down towards Coach Brown for a strike. Nashville up 6-3 here in the bottom of the third with 2 out. Wallace first time arrived at first base, or the second time arrived at first base on a throwing error. Had a single back in the first. That ball's hit well. It's going to get down into left center field. That'll score a run. Wallace on her way to second. There's the throw, and they can't pick it up, and Wallace goes in head first for another double sliding in there. Good throw coming in, kind of went off the glove, but Wallace's only move from the time she left home plate, she was going to second. So Wallace having a good day so far for the Scrapperettes at the plate. Boy, we needed it. Another run score. She has an RBI. 7-3 Nashville. Harmon at the plate. That ball's hit hard. Here to go to the shortstop. They'll step and throw it across. 6-3 for the third out. When the Scrapperettes come to the plate, they're going to get 3 runs. Those 3 runs are going to come off of 3 hits. There were 2 errors in that inning for the Miners, and Nashville will strand 1. Game moves to the top of the 4th. Nashville 7, Bauxite 3. This is Scrapperette Softball. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Sophia's coming in for Bailey.
Who is? Sophie McCauley. Okay.
Who just fell? Ava?
She fall running out there? Lord help us. Lord, did she hurt herself? Folks, we're back. We got a pitching change for the Scrapperettes. Coming to the circle is going to be Sophia McCauley. So Bailey Smith does a good job for the Scrapperettes out in that circle. And boy, she was 6 inches away from her saying goodbye to the softball. Hit one off the rail, so Smith having a good day here back home. You know, me and Miss Tompkins, Miss Harrison up here behind home plate, we talked about it. We haven't been here in a long time, and maybe that'll get the Nashville Scrapperettes going again, just to come home and play a little softball. So the Miners will be coming to the plate. 7-3 Nashville lead as Bauxite will bat in the top of the 4th inning. They'll have 89-1 coming to the plate. This is Maddie McLean. She is the second baseman for the Miners. Back in the second, she went down swinging. So McCauley in. Just have fun out there, Sophia McCauley. Here's your pitch. First pitch down low for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Maddie McLean, right-handed batter. McCauley would get her a spot out there and toe the rubber on that right side. She'll bring it home. There's a pretty pitch right on the inside. Had a little movement on it right at the knees. Not a better place to throw it for strike 1. 1-1 count on McLean, the right-handed second baseman for the Lady Miners. So McCauley looks in at Tompkins. She'll throw her a sign and let it go. Another good pitch right down the middle as McLean will swing through it for strike 2. That one had a little giddy up on it as it pops the mid to Tompkins. So a 1-2 count. McCauley way ahead in the count. The shadow starts to increase over the right side of the infield. It's not going to do us much good. We got a little screen in front of us, but that sun works on us behind home plate. 2-2 count now as that one missing the dirt. All evened up with 2 strikes, 2 balls. McLean the leadoff here in the 4th inning for the Lady Miners. Nashville ahead 7-3. Here's the pitch from McCauley, and that ball's going to be hit into right field. Going over, almost making the grab, is going to be the speed Martin, but she can't get to it in time, and it's just a long foul ball down the right field line. But boy, I'll tell you what, Martin was going after it. That's what you want to see out of the outfield. Now the Nashville outfield, they can run, folks. You got Martin in right, Wallace in center, and then Tate sending in left field. They can all get around out there. So a 2-2 count as McCauley will toe the rubber. The senior pitcher. She'll wind it and let it go. Almost gets her to chase up the ladder. Not a bad place to miss. Full count now, 3-2. McLean thought about it for just a second and held that bat back. So if you're McCauley, throw it down the middle, let your defense play. You got a 7-3 lead. Here's the pitch. That ball's going to be hit and we'll grab it foul. Scott grabs it. Wasn't no way she was going to throw out McLean that time. That's a good job by the freshman third baseman coming up. So the left side of this infield for the Scrapperettes got a lot of softball left to play. Freshman at third, a freshman at short for the Scrapperette defense. Full count. McLean at the plate for the Miners. Here's the pitch. Going to miss high and outside. She'll take the base on balls. So now coming to the plate is going to be Hips. Hips, the left fielder. Had a liner out to Ava Brown. Hard hit ball from the lefty at the plate last time up in the 2nd inning. She hit a scorcher, but she hit it right to Brown. So here we go with Hips at the plate, and they'll be back to the top of the order as Hicks stands on deck. That pitch barely misses the outside edge for ball 1 against Hips with a 1-0 count. 1-0 count to Micaiah Hips. Hips will hold that bat behind that left ear with confidence. Here's your pitch. Right down Main Street, strike called. 1-1 count on the 9-hole batter Hips. Nashville would love to roll a pair. I haven't got to call one this year. I'd love to call a double play. Hard to do sometimes in girls softball, but this game is quick, and it really takes something to get a double play a lot of times. Going to try to lay it down. She'll wave over the top of it, and the count now 1-2. So Harmon was charging up the line as Brown was covering from second. 1-2 count. Now McCauley ahead in this count. No outs with a base runner at first. Hips takes her time, collects herself, walks back into the batter's box. Scott way up the line from third. Here's your pitch. Again, going to lay it down. It'll roll foul, and she's out. So that's a good pitch by McCauley. Had a little spin on that one for out number 1. Now back to the top of the order come the Miners. Zoe Hicks, the center fielder, will step in. Hicks is grounded out to the shortstop, and then she had a single back in the 3rd inning. So Hicks with a base runner at first base and 1 out. Nashville leading 7-3 in this contest. There's a pitch on the outer edge. It eats up the black. Pretty pitch by Sophia McCauley for strike number 1. Wind picks up, blowing out to right field just a little bit. Boy, I tell you, it is just a beautiful day here in the City Park of Nashville. Tompkins going to give her the sign. Here comes your pitch. That ball's going to be hit to Brown. Brown's going to bobble it, and she'll overthrow Lowry. so that'll be an error. Now we'll try to throw her out at third, and she's underneath the tag that time. Good base running by McLean. Well, I tell you, I thought we was going to have a chance for a double play. That ball was hit so hard, Brown bobbled it. She tried to just kind of underhand it over to Lowry, who was at the bag, and she throws it right over the top of her. So the throwing error allows McLean to get all the way to third base. So Hicks is safe at first base, and the throwing error by Brown. Kim Smith now will step in. Right fielder for the Miners. One out. Base runners at second and third. McCauley with the pitch. Up high to get away from Tompkins off her glove. They'll come home. We'll throw her out. Tompkins with a good job. That ball ran right up the screen or the net in front of us, and Tompkins going to one-handed and throw it right back to McCauley. McCauley tags her coming in. So a good job there by Tompkins off the high pitch to get it and get it back to the pitcher. Great job there by Tompkins to get that out. McCauley with the tag. So a 1-0 count on Kim Smith. Here's your pitch, high and outside, ball 2. 2-0 count. So back in goes Smith, 7-3 lead. Base runner did move up to third, and Hicks. Smith stands in. Here's the wind and pitch. Down low, ball number 3. So with a 3-0 count, McCauley will step back on the rubber. She'll wind it and let it go. There's a strike right down the middle. That's the way you come back. 3-1 count for the 2-hole hitting Smith. Smith with a base on ball today. And she bunted one that was thrown out by Tompkins going to first base on the bunt. 3-1 to count. Here's the next pitch from McCauley. That ball's fouled off the right side. And the count now will go full, 3-2. I want to see McCauley get out of an inning right here. It'll do great confidence for this young lady in her senior year with a full count. Come right after Sophia McCauley. You got some defense behind you. So McCauley will look in at Tompkins. So 2 away, and now coming to the plate will now be the pitcher. This will be Breeze Van Vielen, the pitcher for the Miners. She went into pitch there in the last inning. So with 2 outs and a 7-3 Nashville lead, Miners have got runners at the corners. Van Vielen trying to help herself out in that circle at the plate. Here's your pitch. Up high, ball 1. 1-0 count to Van Vielen. Nashville had a chance to get out of the inning, but an error kind of put us behind the 8 ball. Next pitch up high, there goes the runner. We'll let her go. Now 2 base runners in scoring position for the Miners. Smith will go to second. At third base is going to be McLean. 2-0 count on Van Vielen at the plate, the 3-hole batter. McCauley will look in. Pitch on the way. That's a strike. Nice pitch by McCauley as Van Vielen swings right over the top of it for strike 1. Nashville's defense ready to go. They'll play her straight away with the corners even at each bag. 2 outs. Pitch on the way down low. Tompkins blocks it, and the count runs 3-1. Standing on deck will be Brown for the Lady Miners. Brindley Brown, who come in and replace Avery Green as shortstop. She does have a single on today and has arrived on an error, so she can get some things done as well. That ball's popped up. Probably swinging at ball 4 was Breeze Van Vielen. Now the count runs full, 3-2. If you're McCauley, hey, you just want to come right down the middle. If she hits it, she hits it. Don't give them anything, even though first base is open. You still got the 4-hole batter coming to the plate. McCauley with the line. Here's the pitch. That ball's hit right back to McCauley. She'll step forward over for the putout. So Bauxite comes to the plate. They threaten as they get runners around. As the Miners come to the plate, they're going to score no runs. There's no runs coming off of no hits. There was one error, and they will strand 2 on the bags. Game moves to the bottom of the 4th. Nashville with a 7-3 lead here from Futrell Field. You're listening to Scrapper at Softball on KMTV 99.5 and through the YouTube network by Scrap Media. We'll be right back.
I got the 4-hole is catcher.
Don't let anybody tell you you're not doing a really good job.
4-hole, Brown 26 is the catcher. 20 Brown is the shortstop.
So I got 2 Browns.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they switched now.
Now they've switched?
Yeah. She was shortstop.
What were you bothering me about?
I was going to say, just don't let anybody tell you. I was sitting behind you. You're doing a
I'll just let you call this in.
Hey, if you had another headset,
I hear you. I hear you. Nice day, though, John Jay. You can't get a better day. How about Mr. Kessler? How are you?
Good.
Good.
Shortstop is number 4.
All right, so it's not Brindley Brown is short.
Not now. They put in number 4.
4 is going to be. I don't have a 4.
No, number 2 is going to be shortstop.
Number 2?
Right here. Number
Hicks.
So we do.
All right, folks, we're trying to figure out. Bauxite's made some changes. So Hicks was in center, is now at short. Is that what y'all are telling me?
Yes. And 26.
And Brindley Brown.
Brindley Brown has gone to, looks like, left.
Well, we'll get it all sorted out here in a little bit.
Where's she going?
I don't know. That's kind of like who's on first, I don't know, and I don't care. I mean, it's one of those things.
Left has gone to right.
I know that Landon Tompkins, folks, is at the plate. Nashville's got a 7-3 lead.
Hey, base hit, let's go.
Tompkins standing in from the right side. We're trying to get all the changes for the Miners in the book. And there's a pitch just a little bit outside.
So what's the count?
I think it's 1-1. I was trying to write.
Yes,
1-1 count. My man David Martin's having to take care of us back here today, folks. We apologize.
26 is in left and Hughes is in.
Hang on to that. We're trying to get all these changes by the Miners. That ball's hit hard into right field. It'll get out for a base hit, and Tompkins will go to first. That thing was scorched to the right side. It takes one hop out there to the right fielder, so a good piece of hitting. And I've talked about it. Tompkins, you can tell she's a senior. She's played a lot of softball. If you want to pitch her to the outside of the plate, she's just going to take the ball that way. A lot of people will roll over that pitch and ground out to short or third base. So a good single there by Tompkins.
Left, she's gone to right.
Yeah.
So now coming to the plate will be the freshman, Brady Lowry. Lowry last time was thrown out from third base. Does have a double on the day for the Scrapperettes. Nashville leading 7-3 here as they bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's a pitch up in the eyes of Lowry. Ball 1. I'm telling you, folks, if I didn't have Anita Tompkins here and Stephanie Harrison, I don't know if I could even do a broadcast. So they keep me straight. 1-0 count on Lowry at the plate. Next pitch from this inside, down around the knees, and the count will go 2-0. Runner at first base for Tompkins, the catcher. Trying to see who.
Loveless.
That's going to be Loveless over there. Loveless can run, folks. If you've never seen her at a trap meet, you need to come to one. We got one tomorrow afternoon, as a matter of fact. Junior Scrapper Relays will be here at Nashville tomorrow afternoon. We got softball, baseball away at the Queen. We got soccer away going to Magnolia, I believe. We got a little bit of everything. 3-0 count to Lowry at the plate. Next pitch misses low, and Lowry will take the base on balls. Now Nashville with 2 base runners on. 2 that can run. And Ava Brown will come to the plate. She can do some damage right here. She has a double today. We'd love to see another double by Brown. Steps in from the right side. The speedy Lovelace at second base. Lowry at first. No outs. There's a pitch right down the middle. Strike called on Ava Brown. So an 0-1 count on Ava Brown at the plate for the Scrapperettes. Nashville leading 7-3 as they bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That ball's going to be hit through the left side as Coach Brown winds the windmill. Coming in home safe is going to be Lovelace. And that's a base lick over for Ava Brown for a single and driving in an RBI. A run batted in for Brown, and Lowry will move up to second base. Good running there by Lovelace. Boy, there was no doubt Coach Brown was sending her the whole way to score that run. So again, the base runners at first and second, and Emery Wallace at the plate. Wallace can handle the bat. Gonna lay it down. Good bunt by Wallace. She'll move him over. There's the throw. Now the run will come home as they throw it away up the right field line. So that will be an E5, and Wallace will arrive at first base, and another run comes in for the Scrapperettes. So still no outs. Base runners on the corners for the Scrapperettes. Parker Tate steps in from the right side. Pitch to Tate. That ball's fouled out of play on the right side. Strike one to Parker Tate. Tate last time up had a single for Nashville. Good speed at the plate here out of Tate. I tell her daddy she gets her speed from her mama. He don't believe me, but I tell him that anyway. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That ball's hammered to the left side. Base hit again for Tate. That'll score a run. So Tate went up after it, kind of tomahawked it right between third and short for a base hit. And again, first and second base for the Scrapperettes. Coming to the plate now will be McCauley, who took over the pitching duties. McCauley got a little pop in her bat. She can get it out of here. Van Veelen with the pitch. It's going to roll into the glove. Good job behind the plate there by Brown. Ball one on McCauley. McCauley looks like she got a new pair of work gloves on. Going to have to tell Casey, get her back out there, do a little work, messing things up, get a little dirt on them. 1-0 count. Pitch misses outside and high, 2-0. Now McCauley looking for something to sit back on and hit. No outs, 10-3, Nashville lead as the Scrapperettes bat in the bottom of the fourth inning. A base hit, a score, a run for Nashville. Van Veelen looking in at Brown. Here comes your pitch. Strike on the inner half. Nice pitch that time by Van Veelen. 2-1 count on Sophia McCauley. 10-3 Nashville lead. Sun trying to get behind the tall pines, sitting out in right field. I will be glad when he gets there. That ball's hit hard again, same spot, right through the hole over there on the left side. Will hold the runner. But a good piece of hitting. That ball was scorched right between third and short as the third base was kind of up the line. And we'll have a runner come out. That'll be Hill going to come in and run for McCauley. McCauley with a single. So Nationals have 1, 2, make that 4 singles here in this inning. And coming to the plate to be the top of the order with Kinley Martin. And again, the corner is up from third in Cunningham. Here's the pitch. Going to lay it down to Cunningham. She'll come home with it, and she'll get the out. So the force at home will record the first out of the inning. So with 1 out, now coming to the plate will be Ellie Wallace. Bag still full of Scrapperettes. So Wallace will stand in from the right side. As Van Veelen looks in with one out. Pitch comes. That ball's popped up. It'll get out of play for a strike. So the 0-1 count to Ellie Wallace at the plate. Wallace last time up had a big double. Van Veelen looks in at Brown. She'll wind it and let it go high and outside. And the count evens up with a 1-1 count. Nashville with the bags loaded up. So a base hit can score 2 for the Scrapperettes, leading 10-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. That ball's off the handle, and it's going to drop in for a little flare to left field. 1 to come around, 2 to come around. So Wallace with 2 RBIs just off the flare, off the hands, and I'm telling you what, before you know it, she's standing at first base, and that's just some powerful hitting. They threw it in on the hands of Van Veelen, and Wallace strong enough to hit it right over the top of the head of the shortstop in no man's land. So another single by the Scrapperettes. Nashville now up 12-3. At the plate, Rayleigh Harmon. High and outside, ball 1 to Harmon. Standing on deck, Landon Tompkins for the Scrapperettes. Tompkins started this 4th inning for Nashville. So Van Veelen will settle a little longer on the rubber, and backing out will be Harmon. Now back in she'll go with a 1-0 count. Here's your pitch. That ball's hit hard down the line and it gets foul. And now just a little bit ahead of that thing is Harmon. The ball was hit hard down the third base line. So it goes foul in the outfield out there by about 2 or 3 feet. So the 1-1 count on Harmon at the plate. Base runners at first and second for the Scrapperettes in a 12-3 lead. Van Veelen looks in at Brown. She's going to let it go, and that ball is a liner as getting back quickly to the bags is the Scrapperette. So a line out of Harmon for out number 2 to the shortstop. So with 2 outs, coming to the plate now is Tompkins. And she'll have that ball jammed in on her hands. It's trying to get fouled. Almost a heck of a play by the second baseman. Well, I tell you what, that young lady will go after him out there. Good try out there by the Lady Minor second baseman.
Hey, top hand, let's go.
Almost had that thing in foul territory, did she? And that is Linda Cunningham. Let's move over to second. 0-1 count. Van Veelen with the pitch. High and outside, they go the runners. And everybody's safe. So Nashville now with 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and the powerful Tompkins at the plate with a 1-1 count. Nashville's battled around here in this inning. That ball's fouled. Boy, you talking about get out of the way. That one goes all the way inside the dugout. I hope everybody's okay. Coach Brown comes out with the ball.
He said it hit the can.
He said it hit the can, is what Miss Harrison's telling me. That's a good thing it was a can and not somebody. That thing was lasered over there. If you're not awake in the Scrapperette dugout, you are now. 1-2 count on Tompkins. Next pitch comes way up in her eyes for ball 2. She's not going to chase that. 2-2 count with 2 out, 2 on. A base lick, a score of 2. Nashville already up 12-3. We bat in the bottom of the 4th inning on a beautiful afternoon here at Future Field. Pitch comes. That ball's going to be hit hard to the left side. 1 will score. We're going to send the runner home. Pitch, ball comes, it's cut off, and going into second is Tompkins. 2-run score for the Scrapperettes. And the bats have come alive this afternoon for the Nashville Scrapperettes. That's what we've been waiting to see. Good job there. That's a single that turns into a double for Tompkins. But she scores 2 runs. Now coming to the plate, Brayley Lowry. Lowry back in this same inning took the base on balls 4 straight pitches. Van Veelen trying to get out of the inning. That ball is going to be hit foul down the third baseline for strike 1 off the freshman's bat. So Lowry with an 0-1 count will step outside the box ready to go to work. Next pitch on the way to Lowry is going to be high and tight for ball 1. The count will go 1-1. Next pitch on the way is going to be high to Lowry. So the freshman shortstop with a 2-1 count and 2 out. 14-3 Nashville lead. Time being called, and Bauxite's coach wants to come talk.
On deck is 15.
Hostetler. They're telling me on deck is now going to be Hostetler coming to the plate in place of Ava Brown to bat. Hostetler's been doing a good job at the plate for the Scrapperettes. Coach Brown trying to get one more run across this thing, or 2 or 3. Nashville up 14-3. And here's the pitch to Lowry. She'll take it low and inside. And now the count runs 3-1 on Brayley Lowry. Runner at second base in scoring position for Nashville. Van Veelen will wind it and let it go. Strike right down Main Street. Lowry taking the whole way. Throw her one more pitch like that. I think she can hit it. Full count now on Lowry at the plate for the Nashville Scrapperettes in a 14-3 lead. Nashville still trying to add to that score. Here's your pitch. That ball's fouled off the padding down the Scrapperette dugout side. Full count on Lowry. Hostetler standing on deck.
She's got 1 out or 2?
2 outs. I got one I put in there somewhere. There's one there. Then we had another one. Next pitch is going to miss low in the dirt. And that'll be a base on balls for Lowry.
Number 15, Hostetler.
There it is up here. 2 outs. So Hostetler's going to come to the plate for the first time this afternoon. Been hitting the ball well for the Scrapperettes. Bats from the right side does Hostetler. David Martin, the home plate umpire, is going to get everything down in the book so he keeps everybody straight. 14-3 Nashville lead. Van Veelen looking in at Brown. Been a long inning for the young lady. Here's your pitch. That ball's hit hard. Up the middle, it will go by Hostetler. Around comes the runner, safe at home. And boy, I tell you what, you let Lovelace get going. You better get ready because she is coming to the plate as she scores easily. There's the courtesy runner. Abby Hill now coming to the plate as Hostetler does her job at the plate, driving in a run. So Abby Hill will now come to the plate and bat for Wallace. Abby Hill, a right-handed batter. Good piece of hitting that time by Hostetler. And that'll be Hill hitting the ball out to right. It's going to fall in between both fielders. I thought they were going to run into each other like we saw at Magnolia the other night. And I'm glad that did not happen, but that's a ball that drops right into right center field. The right fielder or the center fielder, neither one can get to it. So a good piece of hitting there by Hill for a single. Make that a double. Correction on that. So Nashville's bats have come alive as the Scrapperettes go up 16-3.
Number 9, Emma Hill.
And we got the Hill sisters coming in. We got Emma Hill now coming to the plate for the Scrapperettes. These Hill girls can run, and that was a good hit there by Abby Hill. So base runners at second and third for the Scrapperettes. First pitch on the way is a ball to Emma Hill. 1-0 count. We've been waiting for these bats to finally come alive, and we're seeing it here at Future Field this afternoon. There's a pitch inside. The count will run 2-0. 2-0 count to Emma Hill at the plate from the right side for Nashville. Right in, she's safe in there. That ball was down the line. They tried to cut it off, couldn't get there in time. It goes all the way to the 200-foot mark out there in left field, and that's going to be a triple there for Emma Hill.
Now batting number 25, Sophia McCauley.
So now coming back to the plate will be Sophia McCauley. McCauley back in this inning did have a single. Here's your pitch. Low and inside, ball one to McCauley. Scrapperettes have put some runs on the board today. I hope they do the same thing tomorrow at the Queen. That's the one that really counts in conference play. 17-3 Nashville. There's a pitch up in the eyes of McCauley. The count now will run 2-0. As that sun is really in our eyes now, it's found just the perfect place to make it hard to see here behind home plate. So bear with us, folks. Here's your pitch. That ball is hammered foul down the third base line. And they'll say, hey, it's just a long strike. Get back in the box. So McCauley will do that with a 2-1 count. Got a lot of softball yet to be played here at Future Field. We're going to have the state tournament here, folks, coming up in May. So come on out and support your Scrapperettes. Hopefully we'll be in it. You got to win, be one of the 4 teams out of the district to go to the regional tournament. That'll be in Crossett, Arkansas. Then you got to be one of those 4 teams to make it back to Nashville for the state tournament. So hopefully the Scrapperettes will get things really rolling to allow us to watch them in the state tournament right here at home. 2-2 count on McCauley. She'll hang in there with a fouled off pitch to the screen. So a 2-2 count on McCauley. Emma Hill stands at third base for the Scrapperettes with a 17-3 lead. The pitching has been good for the Scrapperettes, and the bats have come alive today. That ball is up in her eye. She'll go after it. Left fielder going over, and that will get out of play off the top of the batting cage in left field. I was trying to look for the ball. It did come out, and they throw it back in. So McCauley hanging tough with a 2-2 count and 2 out and a 17-3 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Van Velen's been out there for a while in this inning. That pitch misses low. The count will run full, 3-2. So this next pitch, we'll have something happen. Maybe a fouled off pitch. We don't know, but we got a full count. 3-2 count to McCauley. Here's her pitch. And that ball is going to be fair. And it says that she was hit by the pitch. I think it got her, so she is out. Coming up the line is Hill, and that will end the inning. Good call to home plate umpire David Martin. Barely grazed her. You can't get hit. Oh, that's an out. But the Scrapperettes do damage. Now, give me a minute. I might need a calculator here, folks. But the Scrapperettes come to the plate, and they're going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's right. I think that's 17. As they'll put, did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs. Those 11 runs coming off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits that inning. as there was one error. And Nashville was stranding nobody on the bases. The game moves to the top of the 5th inning. And the Miners got to have some runs to stay in this one. 17-3, so the Miners got to have 14 to stay, folks. We'll be right back here. Or got to cut that lead from down from 17-3 by 10. So we'll be right back for Scrap Red softball. Oh, there's a lot of runs. All right, what we got?
Looks like I see Abby Hill.
She's going to be in right.
I can't tell yet. They ain't moved.
All right, they're circled up, aren't they?
Kinley's Abby is in left.
Abby Hill's in left.
Wait.
And they look just alike.
Yes. That's Abby, and then Ellie stayed over there.
In center. Who's in right? Is that still Martin?
Yes. And then Ava came back in for Hostetler.
Gotcha. All right, I ain't back yet anyway.
Lord have mercy.
All right, folks, we're back. Nashville with a 17-3 lead, and the Miners need a lot of runs, or this one's going to be over with. High school girls softball, 10 after 5 innings, so Nashville with plenty of runs, up 14 here to start this top of the 5th. There's a strike by McCauley. That'll even things up with a 1-1 count to the 4-hole hitting. This should be Brown, I do believe, and I think we got it right. For Nashville, Hill will be in left field. Ada Brown will check back in as Hostetler hit for her, but she's back out there at second, and I think that's the only changes for the Scrapperettes.
I have 18-3.
You have 18-3? Well, maybe I missed one. I definitely could have missed one. Did Parker Tate, or did Emma Hill score? She did not. She was the one hit by the pitch. We'll have to talk about it. There's a pitch that's going to be fouled off. So a 1-2 count now on Brown. I'm sure that's probably right because I got lost when I get to talking.
So in that inning, I had,
Did that one score?
who is that?
For McCall now, that wouldn't have been her. She was the last out.
So,
Anyway.
Lewis scored to make it 8. Lowry scored to make it 9. Ellie Wallace.
We're trying to check our score here, folks.
Abby Hill.
Next pitch is going to be low, and that'll be the base on balls for Brindley Brown. She'll trot down to first base, so Bauxite has the lead off on.
Now batting number 10, London Cunningham.
There's the ball that's going to be hit to the first baseman, and we'll try to throw two, not in time. Brown went sliding in. It went to the first baseman, Harmon, but she tags the bag and throws a shot to Lowry at second base, only missing by about a half sap. If Brown had to go in sliding, it would have been the double play, but instead it's going to be a 3-3 put out, and Cunningham will be, Brown will be safe at second base. First pitch on the way for a strike, this time of Abby Brown, the catcher. So with one out, 18-3. Got the score wrong there. We'll get it right here in just a minute. As we finally counted up right, boy, I tell you, they're waiting on the book of Bunch Nichols. He gets to talking and sometimes it's right, and I didn't have one of them filled out. So 18-3 here in the top of the 5th. One out, base runner at second base. 1-1 count. Next pitch will miss low to Brown. And the count now 2-1. So a 2-1 count on Brown, the catcher at the plate for Bauxite. They're needing a bunch of runs. Nashville leading by 15 here in the top of the 5th. That ball's low, and the count 3-1. After you're Sophie McCauley, you got an 18-3 lead. We're throwing nothing but gas down the middle. if you can. And sometimes that's easier said than done, folks. 3-1 count. Now this Coach Brown wants her working on something. And that's going to miss low, and so she'll walk her. Now, 2 base runners on for, and Coach Brown will come out of the dugout as he's going to come talk to his pitcher. He don't know. No.
There's what your books should look like.
Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 1 minute here from Future Field. All right, hang on. Let's go back to the 4th inning. Did Martin score?
Yes.
Did Wallace score?
Yes.
All right, Harmon lined out to 6, a short.
Yes.
And then Tompkins scored, or whoever ran for her.
Yeah, Tompkins was 8, Lowry was 9, Hostetler was 10,
Okay.
Emma Hill was 11.
How about Abby Hill? That should have been Abby Hill. She was ahead of Emma Hill.
She got out. A fielder's choice.
Hill did?
Yes, it was a fielder's choice. It was that.
I can't remember. Okay. All right.
And then Emma scored. Sophia scored for 15.
All right. That's who I didn't have right there. I did not have Sophia scoring, or whoever ran for her, because she's the pitcher.
Yeah, she was number 15.
Okay. That's what it was. I didn't have her. So it's correct. All right, folks, we're back. We got the score correct in my book and on Game Changer. Thank goodness for Anita Tompkins keeping me straight. I did not have one recorded. I had 17-3. She had 18. And of course, she's right. So I can mess up with the best of them. A lot of runs in that last inning for the Scrapperettes. Now at the plate for the Miners is going to be Bianca Battistone from the right side. 1 out. Base runners at 2nd and 3rd for the Miners. 2-1 count. McCauley with the line. Swing and a miss. Strike. 2-2 count now on Battlestone. Trying to get 2 outs and end this one early here on a beautiful Monday afternoon. That ball's going to be hit to Brown. We'll just flip it over. We'll let the run score. It doesn't matter. And the 4-3 put out gives Nashville 2 outs, 1 out away from winning this contest. So coming to the plate now will be Maddie McLean. McLean's played in 3rd base, has played 2nd base in this contest. Good little ball player. So McLean bats from the right side for the Lady Miners. Here's your pitch. That one will go low as behind the plate, Tompkins doing a good job there blocking that pitch for ball 1. 1-0 count to McLean. 18-4 Nashville lead. Scrapperettes 1 out away from winning this one in 5 innings. Here's the wind and pitch. Up way high as Tompkins has to go up the ladder to get it. 2-0 count now on McLean. So back in the box, she'll go from the right side. McCauley just needs to reach back and throw strikes right here with this 2-0 count. Pitch comes. Strike on the inner half. It gets away off the glove of Tompkins. And in the dirt, she'll block it. And does Tompkins in the count now 3-1. So a 3-1 count on Maddie McLean at the plate for the Miners. Base runner at first base for Bauxite. McCauley trying to dial that strike zone right back in. Pitch comes. That ball's popped up. In comes Martin, and that will drop. Boy, a little Texas leader flare to the right field. Martin gave it everything she had. Brown went out, saw Martin was coming in full speed. Hey, that's just one of those plays that it just has seeing eyes out there as the run will score from 3rd base. So 18-5 our score now. That's a base hit single there by McLean. Nashville still 1 out away. And Micaiah Hipp steps in. Strike on the inner half. Great pitch by McCauley. You couldn't take a brush and paint the black edge any better than McCauley did on that pitch on the inner half. Strike 1, 0-1 count. Hip steps in with the open stance from the left side. Here's your pitch. That one goes up a little bit high and tight, and the count will even up with a 1-1 count. 18-5 Scrapperettes. Non-conference softball with an old familiar foe, the Bauxite Lady Miners. Boy, have they had some softball teams at Bauxite. There's a pitch that barely misses the outside edge. If you're going to miss, that ain't a bad place right there. 2-1 count now on Hips. So Hips awaits the pitch. McCauley steps off the rubber. She'll look in at Tompkins with a 2-1 count. Next pitch barely misses at the knees. 3-1. I'm telling you, McCauley's just barely missing out there. Not a bad place to miss. Hips doing a good job not swinging at those pitches. They could be hit. But she's doing a good job now with a 3-1 count. They need base runners, do they, Miners? There's one right down Main Street. Full count. 3-2 the count. 2 out, 18-5 as the Miners bat here in the bottom of the 5th. McCauley takes her time. Looks in at Tompkins. Here's the winding pitch. Down low, and she'll take the base on balls. Coach Brown's going to come back to the circle, and we're going to switch them up. And coming back, it looks like it's going to be Bailey Smith to take back that circle. McCauley did a pretty good job. Just walked a few here, and Coach Brown wanted to make sure you get this last out up 18-5 and finish this thing in 5 minutes. We're going to take about a 30-second break. Let Smith take a couple of pitches. We'll be right back. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball on KMTB 99.5 and through Scrap Media on the YouTube network. Come back and join us, folks. All right, we're back here at Future Field Nashville with an 18-5 lead. Back to the top of the order come the Miners. And coming back to the circle is Bailey Smith. She started this contest. McCauley come and got her for a couple of innings. Now, McCauley had 2 outs and walked the last batter, so Smith will go back to the circle for the Scrapperettes. And let's see if we can get an out right here. Zoe Hicks, the leadoff at the plate for Bauxite. Hicks bats from the right side with 2 base runners on here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch up high, ball 1 to Hicks. 18-5. Miners trying to get themselves back in this thing. They need to get this thing to about 18-6 or it's over with here in the 5th. Correction on that, 18-9. I'm looking at, I guess I'm dyslexic. I don't know. Next pitch on the way, one miss, and the count goes 2-0 on the leadoff Hicks. So she'll take her time, get back in the box. 2-0 count as Smith's looking in at Tompkins. Here comes your pitch. Strike at the knees. There goes the runner on a delayed steal as we throw it down to first base. From second to third, they'll move up. First base still on the bag. So a 2-1 count on Hicks at the plate. Runners now on the corners for the Miners. Smith rolls it around the right hip, looks in at Tompkins. Here's your pitch. There's a change up. She takes a little off. The runner will move up to second, but the strike's more important than the runner going to second. So a 2-2 count on Kim Smith at the plate. I haven't even heard. That's Zoe Hicks, excuse me. Lord, I'm looking at all these 2s here. That's 32 and 2, so this still is Hicks at the plate. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Smith. That ball's popped up. Going back is Wallace. Is going to get over our head. That's going to score the run from second. Coming in is the ball, and that's going to be a nice hit that time by Zoe Hicks, and the Miners won't go away. So Hicks with the double drives in the runs.
2 scored, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. 2 runs scoring there for the Bauxite. 18-7. Nashville looking for an out. Here's the pitch from Smith. Up high in the eyes of Smith. So a 1-0 count to Kim Smith at the plate. She'll step back in from the right side. Miners says, hey, we come to play. We're not going away easy. Here's your pitch. Down low, ball 2. Scrapperettes trying to get that last out. Sometimes it's the hardest one to get. I don't care if it's baseball or softball. Doesn't matter. 2-0 count. Smith looking in, rolls it around on that right side. She'll deliver. That ball's going to be hit a slow roller. We'll catch it with Scott. Throw it over on the 5-3 put out, and that'll end the contest. Good job by Scott. Kind of a slow roller. But I'll tell you, freshman come. So the Miners come, and they put up a battle in the 5th as they put up 4 runs. And Nashville's going to win this one going away by a score of 18-7. So we'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up with the final total results. Nashville wins it here from Bauxite this afternoon in a non-conference game. We'll be right back. Hey, give me about 2 minutes there, if you will, Jacob. About 2 minutes before you come back. Final was 18-7. Okay. $18 to 7 is your final.
They're playing JV.
I don't know. You got how many hits?
17 for us and 6 for them.
I'm missing one. I got 5 for them. I missed this. It had to be this last inning. 1, 2. Did you just have 2 in the last inning? For Bauxite? I got a double by Hicks, and I had a single by McLean. It don't matter. All right, folks, we're back as Nashville takes the ball game in a non-conference ball game this afternoon here at Future Field by a final score of 18-7. The Scrapperettes putting up some good numbers before going to a conference game tomorrow at the Queen. Nashville putting up 18 runs. Those runs coming off of 4 and 4 is 8, 17 hits, as the Scrapperettes on the afternoon had 3 errors, and Nashville will strand 5 runners on the day. Bauxite came to the plate with 5 runs on 5 hits. They also had some errors. They had 4 errors on the afternoon, and they stranded 6 runners out on the base pass. So a better game for the Scrapperettes coming off a marathon doubleheader at Magnolia last Friday, going 1-1 against the Panthers. Nashville will move on tomorrow to the Queen to take another 7-4-8 contest, and then come back home here on Friday afternoon at Futrell Field. So a lot of softball yet to be played. Nashville trying to get that number 1 seed and be the 1 seed coming out of the 7 to go to Crossett for the regional tournament, and then hopefully being one of the teams coming out of that region to come back to the state tournament here at Nashville. But the Scrapperettes get it done today. Big score, the Bats come alive 18-7 on a game that was really in hand as the Miners just wouldn't go away back in that 5th inning as they come in and scored some runs going into that 5th inning. Scrapperettes had a big lead of 18-3, so just a little lapse there with 2 outs, but Nashville gets it done here at home. It's been a beautiful afternoon. I've enjoyed bringing you the ball game on 99.5 and through Scrap Media on the YouTube network. I will not be on the air tomorrow. I imagine that game will be covered by the Queen. We do have the Junior Scrapper Relays, and I got to work that thing. So if you're out in Nashville tomorrow afternoon, come out to the track meet, watch these junior high kids get around the oval. And if not, get on over to the Queen and support the Scrappers and the Scrapperettes in a little 7-4A action. I'm Bunch Nicholas for Jacob back in the studio. That'll do it for today, and we'll sign it off like we always do. Once a Scrapper, always a Scrapper. Good night, folks. All right, Jacob, I appreciate you coming in, my man. Thank you a lot. See you later.